Well, that was a short break, wasn't it? This is a one-loss side match coming up. And now we're getting double messages in the lobby here, I've noticed. Or double announcements. I've just noticed that there. Well, that one's certainly... Oh no, that's one for 2 days, that's one for 3. It's my eyes that are playing up. Anyway, it is a one-loss side match about to start within the next minute and a half. And it's going to be between Lanobald, or Lanobald, who I think that name's been around for a long while, but I don't recall ever watching this guy play. And Linus, who I believe is from Sweden, same as Bedhead. And that room should be going up any minute. The two players were here, and I think they were both warming up. Lanobald is there, and Linus is there, so they're both here and we're good to go as soon as that room appears. And in fact, I didn't even notice, but Wink at Me and Miasma are playing as well. Well, they kept that quiet. I never even noticed that one was going ahead. When did that start? When did that go? Of course, Wink at Me's in the one-loss side, isn't it? Is it down here? Well, Wink at Me is cruising by 7 racks to 1 at the moment, so that looks to be a foregone conclusion at the moment. Lanobald and Linus's room is up, and we will head in there. And we're first in, waiting the players arriving. So we had our first match of the night tonight, which was a round 3 match between Cobra and Mr. Fox, and Cobra has certainly stepped on the gas. Big evidence of that tonight. Ran a whole stack of racks to take him way out in front in the leaderboard, and he certainly put himself not only in line, well in line for success in this tournament, but also to get the bonus $1,000 for the most racks run. Well, Lanobald's arrived. Now, where's he from? Let's find out. According to that, Slovenia. And we're now about to lag off. I'm just going to move the chat up a bit. That's a bit better. A wee bit tidier. And it looks as if that one's won it, whoever that might be. Well, Lanobald has won it. And I'll just get confirmation that Linus is from Sweden. Seriously? I mean, I don't know whether that's true or not, because I don't think I've ever watched the guy or never heard anything about him. Well, immediately he scratched on the break, and it's a 1-9 combo here option for Linus, and he's missed it. I don't know. Well, looking at the rating, there's nothing between them. But let's be honest, there's absolutely nothing in it according to the rating, so it could be quite a close match. I didn't know that other match was underway between Wink at Me and Miasma, but Wink at Me's breezing through it by the look of it. He was 7-1 up there when I looked at the bracket. I don't know whether any of you guys have heard of Mojo Ickis, Mojo as we call him, but Mojo is an old VP3 player. He's been with VP as long as me and Larry and a couple others, and I saw Mojo enter the lobby last night and Larry mentioned that he hadn't been online for a couple of years, because I said it's been a while since I've seen him. And he's on Facebook, and he sent me a message which I got at the end of that last match. He wasn't actually in the lobby. He's trying to join the lobby, and I think he's maybe got a new PC and he's needing a new serial, and I think he's got a new serial, but he's having problems getting into the game and getting it to accept the serial, etc. I need to ask him a few questions. I told him that I was busy, I was going to be doing a live stream, so I didn't have time to go into more detail, but I'll get him working, I'll get him up and running if it kills me, because I've got all next week to do it. It looks as if he could do, I mean, I need to find out if he has transferred it to a new PC. He probably has, or he's done a reinstall of Windows or something. I need to find out just exactly what he's been up to find out where the problem might lie, but it could just be that whatever he has done, it needs a proper clean install. Get rid of everything, all the app data, and start from scratch again to see how far we can go. But I'll be very surprised if I can't get him working, because I've had enough problems to work around when I've had issues with VP4, so I should be able to resolve it, he says confidently. Meanwhile, after all that rattling on by me, Linus is off and running, first one on the board. And a couple of balls in the break, and if that 6 ball gets out the way, he would have had a shot. And it's maybe a wee bit long for the jump over the 6. Yeah, he doesn't fancy it. Just looking to push out. Yeah, I mean, apart from the problems I've had with it not remembering my password in the login on the VP4, you know, the title screen for VP4, it wouldn't save the login details. But what I eventually did was I just stripped everything out that was VP4, the whole lot. You know, you have to change the view so that you can see the hidden files and stuff. And also gutted out the app data for VP4, everything VP4 gone, and then started from scratch, and that fixed it all. So if in doubt, that's what to do. If you're ever in doubt, just clean everything out and start again, and that should resolve your problem. That's the general rule of things. But also make sure your antivirus is off when you're messing about with the game, because it could be something as simple as that he's got the problem with and he doesn't realise it. It could be the antivirus, because VP4 and antivirus don't mix very well, it has to be said. And that's basically because VP4 is not only unknown in the games market for a lot of people, it's unknown to the bloody antivirus market. It thinks it's a funny bug. Well, Linus needs to get some practice in with the jump. So let's see what Lanobald is made of. He's got ball in hand, and this should be like shelling peas, as they say, to take this rack out. Remember, this is a race to 13 on the one-loss side. So welcome back, anybody who was with us earlier. As I said, I wasn't paying attention, and Wink at Me and Miasma have arranged their match. Last check, Miasma was in the stream rather than actually watching his own match. So that tells you how the match is going for him. So it's one rack all. Well, this is not going to go safe unless the cue ball gets safe, because the cue ball is going to be exposed one way or another from this shot. Well, that'll do as a safety. Not a bad result. And not a difficult kick. You just got to pick your point. Let's have a look where the natural instinct tells me where to go. Just before that diamond, I think he's picked the right line. He's picked the right line. Give him his dues there. This has got to get there. There's a pace guy. He just pushed it to the knuckle. That was doing everything just but go in. It just caught that point to kill it. Well, we had snow here today again. I woke up this morning at 4:30. I looked out, saw it was damp. The curious thing is I saw it was damp in the ground, but I saw that there was frost in the car on the windscreen. And when I went out to defrost the car, it was, it was glazed over with some snow, and it was so bad I couldn't even scrape the windscreen. I had to just sit in the car until it thawed out, and then middle of this afternoon, I think I went downstairs to get a coffee, and next thing I know, it's snowing. I mean, we can still get. I mean, we've had snow in April here, but it was a surprise to see it today. I don't know. I mean, I might look out right now and we'll get more snow on the ground, because I haven't looked out for hours and hours. But we've had a flake or two today. There was certainly a lot more up on the moor when I was driving to Glasgow this morning as well. So that's about another 200 or 300 metres higher up. That's just overcut. Oh, that kiss in the 9 has done Lanobald a favour there, because that's left it safe now. Got to skim this with a feather edge. Well, that's a bit heavy, plus the cue ball's running into the pocket, so everything about that was wrong. And that's the wrong way to play a safety shot there. Hit it too thick and too much pace, where he didn't have proper control of the cue ball. He wanted, I mean, the simple shot with that being thin was the feather edge, where the cue ball's coming down this way. Let me get my straight line to work. Where it's coming down that way. And it was all because it was too thick to start with. So that's gifted the rack there to Lanobald. Did I say where he was from? I mean, I'm saying things and I'm not listening to myself speaking here. Did I say where he was from? Aye, I did. Slovenia. And Linus is from Sweden. Welcome back, folks. There's another match going on at the moment between Wink at Me and Miasma on the one lost side. Wink at Me's well in front, according to Hairpig. 10-1 up at the moment, race to 13. And this is our second match of the night. When Linus, I play a fair bit of cowboy, usually in doubles in the morning with Linus and the other guys that like cowboy. I've got to get up early to get a couple of games in, usually before breakfast time, and I've got all week to do that now, which is brilliant. I'll still be up at 5 o'clock in the morning tomorrow morning, that's a guarantee. I mean, the old body clock does not shut down when you're on holiday. Now, what ball's that at the top of the table? Is that a 3? Because I'm sitting back in my chair. That's going to been locked out by the 4. Well, halted by the 4. Yeah, it's a 3 ball. He's not got the line in that at all, pushed it right into the rail. I think part of the problem, and this is the problem for me, is the fact that most of the time Linus spends his time on the 10 footer. When he's playing with us at Cowboy. So it's a big change going back to the 9 footer. Although there's no difference in the physics, it's just the fact that you're not used to the small table now, whereas it used to be the other way around. Well, wink at me on the brink. And this is awkward. Now, Linus might have a gift here in return from Lanobald. If he can't get this 5. Yeah, he's overcut that. Now, this has got to be nice and thin. He's played that well. That needs to slow up if it's going into the middle. Well, this is now... Well, it should probably still be into the middle, no problem. All square. Let's have a quick look at this bracket while he's breaking off. To see how things are here. Where are we going? Right. That's Simanx is now going to play the winner of Bankster and Shooters Pool Pro. We've got Sky Bitter and Swiley to set up on the 1-loss side. We've got Sergresh waiting on the winner of that one. Then we've got Howie Wowie to play Mooncake. Howie Wowie's in the States, so there's again a big time zone difference there. And the winner of that match will play Tornado Tam, who's the only Scot in the tournament, and he's still in it. And then we have this match that's on at the moment. And then Tommy Yu is waiting to play the winner of this match. And further down, we've got Cheeky Chico to play VP Mongoose. And the winner of that match will play Mr. Strocum. And further down, we have Popman, who beat Quagmire, is waiting to play the winner of Mark Shark and Danny. And then further down, well, the Reedman has been forfeited anyway, and he'll probably be forfeited again against Shaftrax. He never seems to appear for the tournaments. I don't know what's going on with that poor guy, unless he's not getting any notifications or anything. And Wink at Me has comfortably moved through in his match with Miasma to play Cirrus. So well done to Wink at Me. Unlucky to Miasma, but you know, it's a big step up playing these guys. Big step up. SD92 to play Albinario. And Jose is waiting to play the winner of the SD92 Albinario match. Now, quick look at the winner's side here. The only one that's still there is later on the week, Thursday, Spectre Dawn and Hairpig. And that is us pretty much up to date. So you've got Bill and Mal in round 3. You've got MC Clarkey and Snake Eyes, who's been advanced in round 3. And I haven't seen Snake Eyes in the lobby either now that I mention it. Even though he's been advanced. We've got Hazad to play Larry. And of course, if you were here earlier on tonight, we've got Cobra. Now this is where things start getting interesting. We've got Cobra lying in wait to play the winner of the Hazad Larry match. We have LS3 to play Bedhead in round 3. And we have Stub to play Interchange X, who come through that final rack decider that we saw last night against Mooncake. Mooncake was extremely unlucky. I mean, he was dead and buried in those last few racks, and managed to hang in to take it all the way. Interchange X managed to fall over the line, and he will play stub. Now the thing with that one is that's probably going to be the middle of the night when they arrange that. They've got until the 19th, which is quite a few days away. Whether Stubb and him will get it together earlier than that so that I can get it, I don't know, but it's more than likely to be like 1:30 in the morning British summertime, which generally won't be any good for most people. It would be good for me this week. And oh, there's one that is the one that's going to be Thursday between Spectre Dawn and Hairpig, and we've got Slim to play Super Noob. Well, I go back. It'd be handy if you could play Saturday, because Sunday I'm back to work on Monday. So it'd be good if it was Saturday. Then you, as I said, we've got Slim against Super Noob. So these matches have all still to be arranged, but there's plenty of time for them to be arranged. So that is us. We have caught up to date. Let's go back to the match now. And Lanobald's got the lead, and he's rattled at 6. Well, if this keeps happening, this could go all the way as well. Well, there's Mojo online again, but he's not. He's only probably on the website. He's struggling to get into the lobby, I think. I told him to come on. I gave him the link for the stream. I told him to come on the stream. It might be, I think I had to, I think there was that spammer. I think I actually limited the amount of time you had to watch the stream before you could type chat. So if you're actually watching Mojo but you can't type anything and you're in Twitch, then my advice would be to go to my YouTube channel or vice versa. So if you can't type chat in Twitch, go to YouTube, and if you can't type chat in YouTube, go to Twitch. One of them will work if you want to speak to us in the live stream. That would be good, Bedhead. That way I can definitely get it. I mean, Sunday would be okay as well, as long as it's not 8 o'clock at night, because then, you know, as soon as it gets to after 8, I'm not really in a good condition to do anything. I should be in my bed at that time. Uh, 7 British summertime, GMT 6 o'clock. Would it? No, I can't remember now. Anyway. If it's Saturday, it doesn't matter what time. Now, how did Lanobald end up getting a 2-rack lead there? What happened to Linus? Did he blow his chance? He must have. I thought the match was going to be all square there in a minute. Right, I'm going to be back in a second. I'm just going to put the heating off. I'm beginning to boil. Oh, did you speak to Mojo? Because he messaged me and I just told him I was busy, but he's having problems entering his serial number. But it should be no problem getting it fixed, whatever it is. Right, I'll be back in a sec. Hang on. Bucket. Right, I'm back. Can't we allow chat to users queue? What does that mean? Can't we allow chat to users queue? Bedhead, Sweden. I'm not understanding that question. You said that the guy can't. No. What I said is, I can't remember. I put a restriction on either Twitch or I think it's more than likely Facebook, although it could be Twitch. I can't remember when I did it, but I did it to prevent wasters coming on and just typing bullshit. And that got rid of that one when I did it. And I haven't taken it off. So it basically means that if Mojo's on the wrong channel, either YouTube or Twitch, whatever one it is, then he wouldn't be able to type anything anyway until he's been on for about an hour or so. I think it's set like that. I'd need to look at it again, but anyway, I said to Mojo I would get a hold of him tomorrow sometime because he's off on holiday as well. So then I can spend a bit of time working out what the problem is and getting it sorted. Yeah, is it Twitch? Right, well, it's Twitch that I done it on. Well, that's a bit heavy. I think the 4-ball. We'll jump that. I remember doing it on one of them, but I just could not remember what one it was. Wow, cue ball decided to leap off the table as well. And, well, this is one that Linus has to take out. He's trailing by 3. This is a must-do job, this one. Can't let Lanobald get away. Now this one again is a bit testy, simply because he's got to make sure he goes through far enough, and he has done. Well, I don't think any of those balls that he potted were online, if you know what I mean. You know, they're not going in the centre of the pocket. So he might have an aiming problem. He certainly got an ideal line into the pockets of the cue ball because he scratched again. And ball in hand. So Linus has got it back to 2. Yeah, that's right, Spectre Dawn. It is definitely Twitch where there's a lockout. And again, it was to prevent some arsehole that was on it. It didn't used to be that. I had it unset, but I put it on so that if they ever came back on again, they wouldn't have enough patience to sit around for an hour anyway. And that got rid of them. You know, wasters like that don't have the patience to sit long enough. YouTube wants you to create a channel to chat. You see, the thing is, YouTube and all of these companies, they change all the rules and regulations that often. Goodness knows what they're doing. Well, you know, moderators in YouTube and Twitch have very limited functionality anyway. All you can do is basically right-click and mute somebody. I don't think you really get much functionality with apart from moderation, nothing else. Well, Linus has got the bank set up for him. It's caught the point. Is he going to get the cover? I think he has done. He'll set up with that. Well, that's a new one to me, what Larry's saying about creating a, what do you mean creating a channel? Creating an actual channel to stream. I think, you know what that is, Larry? I think that's maybe just an automatic prompt that they're trying to get you to sign up to have an account as far as creating a channel goes. I think they're trying to encourage you to create a channel. Maybe that's what it is, you just ignore it. I think they're trying to drum up business. It won't let you chat on YouTube. Right. Now that's interesting you say that, because I don't see anybody on YouTube in here. Unless they've changed something, which I've not touched. Everybody's on Twitch. Is there anybody watching on YouTube? We shouldn't know, because they'd be typing and saying there's no problem, but there evidently is some sort of issue. And I would not put it past them actually changing some sort of regulation or something. Well, there you go. You know, it's working on the chat's working on YouTube. Wit says is no problem. Henry says there's no problem. Alan says there's no problem. Link says video unavailable when I go on. Well, I think, don't forget, I've shut down one stream and started a new one. And Steve-O's on YouTube now and it's working. So, I don't know what it is. I ain't got a clue. Well, 7 ball is obviously locked up. It's not set as a bank or a, you know, a kick combo or anything like that. And Linus is just looking to keep things reasonably safe. Now, well, there's enough on this 6 ball not only to pot it, but to run around into, he maybe have to jack up the queue a bit if he wants to get into those 2 balls. If he hits it plain ball, he might be struggling to get the line. You see what I mean? And again, that is just a natural instinct that comes to you when you look at that shot. Looking at that, there was no way the cue ball really could get there without helping it get there by jacking it up to make that line to get to the angles. You had to stun it a bit more. And well, Lanobald's got the hit. This is not a bad bank at all, this 7 ball. This is pretty good if you just hit a nice medium pace to give it every chance to go in. And that's a good pace. And that's the end result that you get. When you give it every opportunity to go in, and you pick the line, then it has to go in. And that's where it goes wrong, when you have to start doing things. And again, Linus rushed that far too quick there. Did not get himself set. And he might have got out of jail big time. Yeah, he's got him corner hooked. And he should count himself lucky he's getting back to the table. Well, there's Larry in the chat. You created a channel and now you can chat. I don't know what the hell's going on there when it's forcing you into creating a channel. I mean, I'm pretty certain Mark doesn't have a channel on YouTube. Because he doesn't do any streaming. And it must be a security setting or something, I don't know. It might be, You know what it is? I think it might be my my anti-American bot that I've put in YouTube. That might be what it is, Larry. You never know, but it's certainly nothing I've done other than that. It's weird. It's always weird and annoying when it's happening to you, but not everybody else. You know what it is? You know, that requires a Google question. Why is YouTube asking me to create a channel when I'm trying to chat? I bet there's an answer to it. I bet there's a video on YouTube about it. Guaranteed. Yes, you can. Now you're going to ask me how I can do it. I'd need to open up YouTube and go to it and tell you in VP4 at some other time. But there is I think, well, the one thing is, Larry, have you got a Google account? Because Google and YouTube are all the one thing now. You know, if you've got a Gmail account, because anything you do in terms of, well, you see that, I think basically you have to dig deep to find the bit where you can delete your channel on YouTube, but it is there. If you click on your logo on the top right of YouTube, and when it opens up, it will give you. I think it's a studio you go to, because that's where all the settings are for streaming, as well as doing all the editing and looking at all the statistics for your channel. But there is a bit on there eventually you'll find that will ask you or give you the option to delete your channel. I just need to go through it all to find it. That still has to go down as a bad miss there by Linus. It was not a difficult cut in the six. Not by Linus, by Lanobald. It wasn't really that difficult. So you've got a channel on YouTube. That must be interesting to watch. So you had a channel and you never knew you had one. Well, I've had a YouTube channel since 2007. Was it April or June? Was when I uploaded the first video to YouTube, and that was from that not Pure Pool. That was when I had the PS3 working at the time. I think I recorded a few minutes on that pool game on the PS3 and uploaded that. That was my very first attempt to. That wasn't obviously streaming. That was even before I got into streaming. That was actually just recording and uploading. So meanwhile, Linus has got himself back in the match. We're at 5 racks all. And he's got the table at his mercy now. Is he going to set himself for these shots? That's going to be awkward. That's going to be right over the 7. And again, all he needed to do there was get around the corner to here. You know, he's just looking to get himself out of line. He should be fine though. Well, again with this one, get yourself set and get the line before you let go. And in it goes. And Linus now, from 5-2 down, was it? Has got himself in the lead. But unfortunately, or has he got a ball? I didn't hear anything go. No, it's dry. And 4 ball and 9 ball locked up. Mind you, that is a good little hiding place there. Just in and around the 4 ball, the 5 ball and the 9. So things could get nasty later on in this rack. Oh dear, that's not going to get there. It's got nasty straight away there. So no rail, ball in hand for Linus. Now, does he want to get greedy here? Does he want to get greedy and pot this 2 with a line to draw into the 4-9 and hope he gets lucky? Or does he want to do the sensible thing, pot the 2, get better on the 3 and run into the 4-9? He's not going to try and do something silly here, is he? Now that, I think, is too far. That's way too far. He wanted to be here on that 3 ball, just about there, so he could run through with reasonable pace. He can still try and get there, but again, he's not trying to get there. I think he's trying to hide. So the 2 things were wrong there. When he had that shot in the 2, it wasn't difficult to play the right shot to get good in the 3. And that lets me in doubt as to whether Linus is actually thinking positively enough about breaking that open. You've got to be looking for that opportunity to improve the situation there, because you're never going to get anywhere if you don't. And that was a golden opportunity to open the 4 and 5. It's open now, but he's now trying to run for cover. Now, was that a legal shot? Yeah, it was, just. Well, it won't be far off Judgment Day. We've got the remaining qualification of the World Championships, which will be on a stream somewhere. I'll be trying to find that tomorrow. Oh, where's the 9 ball going? Oh, well, it's saved in the line there by the goalkeeper. And Linus is going to have to run the table, I think. Oh dear. How is he on this 7? Well, this is another tester. And he's got it. Where's the cue ball going? Is it going to bounce? Is it going to bounce far enough? He's just got there. Well, Linus has more than got back into the match. Lanobald's doing his very best to assist Linus in the process here. It's about 5 in a row, I think, now for Linus. But once again, struggling for a ball. And these balls are spread very nicely. The attempted bank, and again he's managed to escape this time. Or has he? Is that a good guide for the pot? It certainly is. And sitting nicely on the 2. Well, that was unlucky, that. It looked as if he'd covered it until you went round the other side. And just enough of the edge of that ball showing to be cut down the rail. But that shot from Linus on the 2 hasn't worked out. And, well, if he's going to go right side of the 3, he's asking for trouble there. He'll scratch. Yeah, I think he's just trying to at least get some sort of distance between cue ball and object ball. And of course, when this match is over, I'll be going to find a stream for the Masters Golf as well, because that finishes tonight. Was it Matsuyama was in the lead after the 3rd round? Where's the 3 ball going? And that was a nice little tweak around the corner there with a spin, just to brush the 3 in. Nowhere near good on this 4 ball, but a good opportunity to get distance. It's not difficult. You cut it to the rail, it goes to the end rail, and you run for cover. Well, again, I think he's went all out for the pot there, and he's paying the price now. Should have played that safe. I mean, it's so easy to just send that 4 ball in that direction and the cue ball around the angles and down to here. That's where you have to then, you know, just wind it in instead of going for shots that you really shouldn't be going for. I mean, it was a difficult pot, and it was much easier to get a good safety from it than it was to get a pot from it. And he could end up losing the rack because of it. And, well, that could have been played a lot, but look at the amount of space. You know, these sort of shots like that should never be ending up there. You've got this whole area to get that cue ball into, to have some sort of shot in a 7. And to not get there is a major failure with that shot. That was really poor. And, you know, that's Lanobald getting an opportunity given to him by Linus there, and he's blown it big time. And may well have escaped again. Once again, Linus is not really looking to play a decent safety. There's not much thought went into that. He looked as if he was trying to pot the ball again from a position that was never really good for a pot. And these choices are the difference between winning and losing for these guys in a rack. You've got to make the right choice, and there's been a couple of wrong choices here, in my opinion. You've just got to know your limitations, and trying to stick your neck out and pull a shot out of the bag when it's not really necessary to. But you're sitting with a 7-5 lead. You know, I'm not saying go into your shell. I'm saying pick the right time to make the move, and none of those shots there were the right time. So Lanobald, after all of that, is back within 1. The break was dry. Linus has hung the 1. And I think Lanobald can see the 1. Yes, plenty of room to see it, but again, this is really difficult to get any sort of good control in the cue ball from that distance. Now he should be doing the same thing. I mean, this is where the odds in getting good in the 3 are fairly slim because of where it is and where the cue ball has to go. So why not hide the cue ball? You know, he's taken all sorts of risks there trying to pot a ball. He's fluked 1, but should have been nowhere near any of that there. He should have played safe. Well, good evening to Cobra. Very well played earlier on, looking very strong. You've shot right up to the leader of the Racks Ran. Well, you're in the lead by about 5 racks now. So everybody's going to be chasing you now. Yeah, the major failing here is right, Mark, see you later, take care, thanks for watching. The main failing, if there's going to be a criticism, and I'm pretty good at criticising, it's just making those wrong choices. It's just knowing when to leave it alone. Because you have, again, you use your strategy better than trying to be a hero. And if you do that a bit more, then you get better results in the long term. Oh, the cue ball's thinking about it. The spins took it in. And Linus has ball in hand, although I don't know whether he's going to benefit a great deal from it, because this is not particularly easy. I mean, it's the line that it's set. If you set the cue ball right here where the donut is, I think you've got your cut angle by just going straight through the 6 ball. He's trying to hide something, or if he's trying to play a combo from that angle, that's crazy. He's looking to hide. Yeah, that was the old sort of not too difficult 9 ball that you missed. That was noted. I've seen that. They all seen it. We've got it in video. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, it's a comedy of errors this last few minutes. So, Linus has again been gifted the opportunity to just open that gap again. And he has to do it. You can't be messing about. Oh, that is just going to get there and no more. He's sort of chickened out there big time because he's entirely the wrong side of the 8 and having to run again. Well, and now I haven't a clue what he's thinking. He's thinking to leave the bank when, okay, if he ran the cue ball, he risks scratching, but he's got the I mean, that choice of shot there's bewildering to me. You have to run the cue ball when all there is a 9 ball, and where it is, you're odds on to get down onto it. So, Linus needs a strong talking to here. So he does. Because that shot there was not a shot of somebody that's thinking properly. The angle was there. You play the right shot to get to the right spot, and you don't leave a you only leave a bank when you've got no other shot to get to the proper line. I mean, I don't think that's been critical saying that. I just think it was just a bottle out shot there, chickened out, and the reason for that also is the fact that he's now all square with Lanobald, and he had a potential to keep the lead again, and it's all gone. Well, anyway, that is gone. The problems lie ahead here by whoever pots the 1 as to whether they can see that 2. Well, that 2 has been taken care of because the 1's kicked to 9 and knocked a 2 in, and now Linus is going to have to jump, hit the 1, and the 2 ball's not going to go anywhere unless it gets double kissed. Well, good evening to Bibs, whoever that is. You're welcome. I've seen a few strange names or a few newcomers watching the streams. Well, for anybody that doesn't know, I had a, or if you weren't here earlier on, I had a record amount of viewers last night, which for my channel's exciting because there's not a lot about my channel to get excited about. But I had 38 viewers last night, which is my all-time record. PewDiePie, just look out, I'm coming to get you. Well, you've come to the right place. Well, you know, I could agree with you, Slim, but it could also be the case that Steve's in the bad books with the wife. Brenda's probably fell out with him. He's been sent to Coventry, sent to his room with no supper or no lunch, and he had nothing better to do but join the stream yesterday. Larry deleted his channel, went back to unable to chat. They must have changed the rules and regulations, Larry. Have you not Googled it? Why don't you Google it or go onto YouTube and actually type it in the search engine? There's bound to be something that'll explain it. I guarantee you, some person will have the same problem, and I guarantee there's a video to explain it. Because if you don't do it, I'll do it once I'm finished. I'll find out. Well, Linus going all out for the combo. He's knocked in the 8 and he's landed on the 7. Well, Mal, I don't know if you watched Cobra earlier on, but Cobra was pretty hot. Oh dear. Well, Linus, you are shooting yourself in the foot, my son. Well, if you didn't get the chance to see it, it's on YouTube. But Cobra was looking very strong. And well, I think the way Cobra played tonight, he's your main threat. That's the way to assess the situation. Meanwhile, in this one loss side match, race to 13, we've got Lanobald with a 1-rack lead, and Linus, well, again, has to play a sensible shot here. And again, when I say sensible shot, that doesn't fit into the sensible shot category. Not very well played. He probably should have skimmed off the left side of the ball, feather touch, and tried to go over, at least over to where the 5 is somewhere, and push the 4 more towards the 9. All he's done is just left it on, and now Linus is going to be chasing big time if Lanobald can take this out. It's only virtual money they're playing for, these guys. In Virtual Pool 4, it's virtual money or virtual dollars that they play for. So there's a pot from the sign-ups. It's been a full sign-up. There's 64 people in, and Lanobald's taking the lead. If we look at the bracket, we can see that not the bracket, the event. We'll see that the pot. What's the pot for this? The purse is 16,320. V dollars, and that's shared down the field, like down to the probably 8th place or something like that will get a payout at the end of the event. In fact, there it is there. Down as far as the losers of round 5, they get 215, and then 300, 415, 580, 795, 1080, and then third place gets 1440. I think that's right, because that's like the semi-final match. And the runner-up is set to get 2,160 V dollars, and the winner gets 4,325. And yet Larry, well, there's your problem, Larry. You're another one of these multiple profile guys. Except Larry's at it on YouTube. Well, you always meet one somewhere. Oh dear, cue ball. And Linus has been given the get out of jail card by Lanobald. Well, just pot the 7, squint over to the right, not a problem. Make sure you're high enough. Well, Linus back to within 1. Now something went that time. What went in? 4 ball has gone. Now is he spinning in nicely? Oh, that's tight. That is nasty. That's what I like about it. That's what I call a tight safety shot, because you ain't going anywhere there. You're going to have to use at least 1 rail, if not 2. And that makes it really much more difficult for the incoming player. When you're playing it close, it's got to really be close, and that really narrows everything down. However, having said all of that, the table's ugly. It's not that good for trying to run out, especially when you've got ball in hand and the 1 and the 2's actually sitting in a really awkward place. It's even tough to get to it for a bank. The 5 ball's in the way. So maybe the sensible thing to do here is just do the same thing and nail the cue ball to the 6. Oh, that's what he didn't want. He's nudged the 7 in. He's managed to kick the 2, but he hasn't thought hard enough about where the 3 ball is there, because if he had done, he would have spun that a lot more with a bit more pace and at least get out to see the 3. Oh, I think it sounds as if Larry's broken YouTube. Well, this is calling for a jack up and a lock up if you can get the control right, but the danger of potting a 5 and ending up slightly awkward. Well, he hasn't got any part of that right, other than the fact the 5's finished awkward by running into the 9. So I think this match could go all the way. There's not a player in this yet wants to assert themselves enough to build up any sort of great lead. And of course it only is a race to 13, so we're pretty much heading into the business end where mistakes are going to multiply tenfold as the racks start to drift away. And then again, I don't know whether that was a pot or a safety shot, but if it was either, again, it was just a wrong choice of shot. He should have been trying to get down behind the 8 ball and at least leaving that 5 ball in the top rail. But this is important anyway for Linus. Is he going to slow up here? Another little testy one for him. But we are back all square. And that rack looks as if it's slightly tilted right. Cue ball scratching though. Well, Linus can't just get a sequence together here. Neither player can, for that matter. We're 9-all. We've got ball in hand for Lanobald, who just needs to... Well, he needs to be very careful here because there's not much room to get that 1 ball. It will go, and he needs to just drop into the little gap. Well, he hasn't dropped into the little gap. I mean, again, you play it the right way and you drop through onto the rail and come into the gap. That way you know you're giving yourself the chance to get there, and he's played it all wrong again. These are sort of basic errors in assessing a situation and how to address it so that you don't put yourself into that position. And these are the sort of mistakes these guys are making. They're not quite seeing where the problem might be and taking evasive action. And this is why racks become disjointed. There's no, running from 1 ball to the next ball and actually being constructive. They generally come off the rails fairly quickly. And once they get that part sorted out, then they can start to actually run racks a bit better. You've got to look at the road ahead of you, not just directly in front of you, if you know what I mean. Think of it as driving a car or a truck, and you've got your normal driving lights on at night, and it's then like putting the high beams on. So there's certain shots where you need to have the high beams on so that you can see that there could be an issue with the shot that you're playing, and make sure that you actually execute it correctly. And that last shot that I was talking about needed really to go through off the rail to be certain of getting there, rather than babying it and hooking yourself behind the 7. And now Linus, once again, has the break. The break is dry, but at least he's left nothing on for his sake. Now here's where it gets a wee bit dicey, because if you try and be cute and thin this, you can end up running into the 8, or you end up just running into traffic and leaving the actual 1 ball on. So again, that shot needed to be assessed before you start playing, and Lanobald didn't really assess it very much. Didn't look at options. Not that there was an awful great deal of options, but just taking things too quickly. Right, good night, Cobra. Take care. See you later. Thanks for joining. And before you really go, I'm not up at 4 AM. I'm in my bed to whenever I want to be all next week. Ha 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 ha. I'll still be up at 5 o'clock, don't worry, because it doesn't matter how long I can lie in. I guarantee I'll be up at 5, and I bet you I'm in playing Cowboy at 6. I need a long password apparently to get the offline version back. Where does it say that? No, all you need to do is you just need to go. You go to your account and you go to downloads once you're logged in, and that will show you your serial number. That's all you need. It's very simple. Log into VP4, click on the downloads tab up top, and you will get the download link for the offline version. Well, it's actually the full version. I'll show you. Watch this. Hang on a minute. Wait a minute to remember what I'm doing here. Right, if I go to back to event, I should have 2 serial numbers in my account because I bought Brian his version of the game because he couldn't pay it with his credit card. You don't need to go to your account, by the way. You just need to log in. Go to downloads, and there's the games there, or the download links, and then you hit the view to see your serial. So you do this in the external browser. You don't do it in the internal because you can't copy and paste in the internal. So you have to go to the external browser so that you can copy the link for your serial number. That's obviously just to download the online version, but this downloads the full game where it's online and offline. That's how easy it is to get it. Where are we? Back to the bracket. What did you not know, Larry? Don't tell me I've told you something you didn't know. That'd be a bloody miracle. Yeah, the edge key's there, yeah. I say I've got 2 because one of them's Brian's. Redbacks, the guy for Australia. Because I had to buy it as a gift for him. Because he didn't have the right card at the time. If there's nothing shown in your downloads tab, then you actually sure you actually bought the offline version, because it sounds very likely that you don't. If you haven't got a download link, then you don't have the offline. Well, that could be another reason for it. It could be that you're one of these multi-account holders and you're just you've forgotten that you are. I mean, it's all the fashion nowadays, having multiple accounts. And now the cat's out the bag. That might be the problem. But in all honesty, in all seriousness, if you don't have a link, if you go to downloads when you're logged in, under your profile on VP4 and you don't have a link to downloads, then you haven't bought it on that account. Simple as that. There's no other reason why it wouldn't show. See, this is why, I mean, I've had the same profile since since 2001 in Virtual Pool. Was it 2001? It probably was. When was it VP3 came out? It was November 2000, was it? Was it November 2000? And then I came online in 2001. And I've had the same profile since. I've never changed my name. I think I was a week in GameSpy where I had my profile was too old to play, and then I had a vision 20 years ago to change it to 9ball.com, and then it ended up working in .com, and that's where I'm working now. So I had a vision back then that I had to have a name as 9ball.com, and it's never been anything different. And so you don't start messing about with profiles and accounts, then you know where you stand. But having 3 and 4 accounts and trying to remember what email you used to log into one of them, that's half the battle. You've done plenty of messing about offline, then PC got formatted and you just carried online. So that means that you cleared out the PC, you came on to VP4, downloaded online, and that's what you've had ever since. But are you sure you had the offline before you formatted your PC? Because it doesn't suggest that you did. Well, I think, am I not right in saying that VP2 would have been the one, and it would have only been LAN or something like that? There wasn't you didn't have a lobby to play in, did you? I'm talking to Larry in this case. Now, what's Popman said? It says who's just tried the method that I said. Is that what you say you're getting, Popman? A new cereal sent to you? Well, all I was doing was showing you where to get it. I wasn't saying go and do this. You don't need to do it. Yeah, if you only got online installed as well. See, that's part of the problem, right? And anyway, in all of that, we've missed the end of this bloody match. It's Linus gone through by 13 racks to 9, so in the end he's ran away with it. Let's have a look at the bracket. Right, if you had Virtual Pool 4 originally, and Larry will correct me if I'm wrong, Virtual Pool 4 was 2 separate things at one time, right? It was either you downloaded the online and you bought the offline. And that's how it was for quite a while, until Steve has got it now merged into one file. That's the way I see it now anyway. That's my understanding of it. So that download thing there is where if you download any of them, that's the full game. That's online and offline. This here is for a gratis player or somebody just coming to the website. And or under your own profile needing to download the online again. But I thought that's what it was. I'm pretty certain that's all in one. You don't need this if you download that, right? And if you don't have this on your account, then if you're sure you have the offline and you bought it, then you bought it under a different account. That otherwise it will show there, and if it isn't shown there, it's because you're logged in under a different name, a different account. It's got to be there. There's no other answer as to why. It's not that this is broken for you and your account. It's the way I see it. Anyway, let's have a quick final look and see how that does on the one-loss side. In fact, where was that match? Tommy Yu had been lying in wait. He's now waiting to play Linus. So Linus is going to be taking a big step up now. This is what I'm saying about the one-loss side is becoming a minefield, and Linus's time in the tournament may well be limited if Tommy Yu is focused on the night. He should be strong favourite to go through with that one. Well, that's it now. And at the moment, until Thursday, unless something else happens in between times, next match will be LS3 against Bedhead Thursday night at 7 PM British Summer Time. And well, until then, guys, we can argue further in the lobby and find out why the hell you've not got offline, or send a message to support is the best advice. And of course, what was that other match? Oh, wait a minute, hang on a sec. That's a new one that's appeared, the LS3 one. That's for Saturday. That was Bedhead reminding me earlier on. That's for Saturday, and this is for Thursday. So Saturday at 7, Bedhead LS3. Thursday before that at 7, Spectre Dawn and Hairpig. And I'll be there for all of them if you can join us. So till then, guys, take care, stay safe, good night, and I'll see you again very soon. Thanks for watching again.